Welcome back to the Trade Academy. I will be continuing the second video on market anatomy or the roadmap to forex trading. Now, for our returning subscribers, please like and share this video. And for those that are just joining us for the first time, click the subscribe button and also do us a favor by joining our WhatsApp group. In our previous video, we made mention of market makers creating an M pattern or W pattern and manipulating it in order to form a complex structure. So I'll be using this M pattern to continue this topic. Now, this is mainly for the swing traders out there, because when you can identify your larger structure, let's say you went to your weekly time frame or your monthly time frame and you saw an M structure, you saw the first leg and you're able to project, oh, we could possibly have a second leg from here. So what do you do? How do you pick those trades? Because when you pick trades like that, you stand to make huge profits. Your first step take profit will be at the neck of the M, while the second one could be later at the break of that M, at the break of the neckline. So now, in order to go into how to use these larger structures to pick trades, so there are some things we have to look into, which is going to be our 12, 22 and 21 trades. So before we have 12, 22 and 21 trade, the market would have presented a structure to us like an M structure, where you can use the second leg and sell. So once you have been able to project that this market is going to form the second leg, so that is when we start looking into trading 12, 22 or 21 trade setup. And this is an advanced double top and double bottom trading style. This style is a sniper trading style. Now let's go to the next slide. From this slide now, remember this structure now still projects M. This structure still projects M. The only thing is, on this first leg, we have an M structure that gave us a clear sign that this market is going to form this leg. So this is a 21 trade setup. This is a 21 trade setup. So how do we know that this is a 21 trade setup? 21 trade setup, they are setup that forms an M structure with a V neck. That means the first top makes up M structure, and the second top makes up V neck, an upside down V neck. So this is 21 trade setup. So how do I know that this is 21 trade setup? So I have my own easy way of identifying it. Count the top here. How many top do we have? We have 2. So this is 2. Count the top here. How many do we have? This is 1. So this is 21 trade setup. So looking at this, still maintaining the same structure, M. So the only difference is that we add an M here that gave us a clear sign that this market is going to fall. Then we created the neckline of M, giving us a W for an uprise movement. Then gave us the second leg of M. So this type of double top is what we call 22 trade. How do we know that this is 22 trade? That is where we begin to see the tops forming two legs. If you count the leg here, we have 1, 2 for the first top. So this is 2. Count the second one, we have 1, 2. So this is another 2. So this is a 22 trade setup. So we talked about 12 trade and 21 trade setup. So right now we are going to talk about 12 trade setup. So 12 trade setup is where we have an M like this, giving us a neckline. Then the second leg comes and throw an M. So this is, if you count the top, this is 1. If you count this side, we have 1, 2. I'm talking of the head. So this is a 12 trade setup. So looking at this, we see we have a 21 trade setup. How do we know this 21 trade setup? Count the lows. We have 1, 2. So this is 2. And count the lows here. We have 1. So this 21 trade setup presents us with what? A W. And the market goes into Asian consolidation, then gives us a V. This setup is always good for a buy trade. Now this is a 12 trade setup. How do we know this is a 12 trade setup? If you count the low here, we have 1. Count the lows here, we have 2, making 2. So this is a 12 trade setup. So once it's like this, it gives us an opportunity that this market will buy. Live chart example. When you look at this, what do you see? From this chart, you can automatically know that market was coming from a high, even if it's not there, then gave us a neckline for a W, then went up. So once you look at the bottoms, what do you see? We see a kind of V-neck, which is 1. Then we see a kind of W pattern here, which is 2. This is a 12 trade setup, and in this setup we buy and we stand to make gains. Now this is another 12 trade setup for a sell. You can see this is a V and this is an M. So this is 1, this is 1, 2. You can see this is a 12 trade setup. That is to tell us that price was coming from up, gave an M neckline, and now we expect price to do what? To sell further. Now this is a 22 trade setup. How? We can see a nice M pattern here and see another M pattern here. So giving us 2, 2. So this is a 22 trade setup.